log in on my phone so that I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Perfect. I think we're logged in. Okay. I need to finish up the line work on this because it's time to list it on the website. At least get prints of it. So, ooh, that marker is getting kind of old actually. I might need to switch it. Oh, hi. Thank you, William, for telling me that. I always want to know what the sound check is like. I probably could lift this up. It's showing a lot of my feet. I don't know if we need to look at my feet, but whoa, I don't want to trip on my dress either. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you're doing maintenance today. I'm kind of squished in here. This painting is so big. It's a little challenging to make anything like the 4-foot painting. That was almost impossible. I don't think I would do another 4-foot painting in this space, at least. If we ever get me a bigger studio though, I would be tempted. And I guess like we've talked about, we could bump it out into the TV room if we were going to stay here. So you have to decide for us what we're going to do. At this point, I'm a lot less worried and stressed about it because you seem less worried and stressed about it. So that's helpful. We can just hang out here as long as you like. I just need a bigger studio though. So how are we going to do that? This studio has been outgrown and you know it. Because when you come to join me, you can barely fit in here. So yes, the whole house studio. Oh, well, we're kind of working on it. We have like the print lab and the fiber arts room upstairs. We have the frame shop downstairs. I just think we need to bump this out, into the other room. We could just move the living room into the other room, into the fireplace room. And this could just be full on studio, That could be a thing. I know the music room, that would be tough. Maybe if we didn't have the piano anymore that I don't play because I have the keyboard and it seems silly to play the piano at this point, especially when the thing is so out of tune. I haven't had that tuned in like 10 years at least, probably. So it sounds terrible. And that's my fault. Poor piano. It's in a horribly dry house and a horribly dry room, and I don't ever tune the thing, so no love for the thing. No love for the thing. I'm glad you're on maintenance, though. That means you might be able to check in a little bit and participate. It's not the same without you being here, though. Oh, man. Some of these spots I accidentally, overshoot the line, and I'm terrified because I don't have more of any of these colors. I'd have to completely redo it. And I don't want to. I just want to get this stuff up on the website so I can, in my brain say, okay, I did that. Excuse me. I might have to have you go over it with your sharp eagle eye and help me to see which lines don't look good to you. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Dad joke. That's funny. I gave you a book of dad jokes for Christmas, remember? So I'm not completely opposed to them. I'm just opposed to their constant obsessive reuse. There should be if you're gonna have dad jokes, I think you need enough of them to actually be worth having. If you only have 3 of them, then that's just annoying. you have like 333 of them. Well, now you're impressive. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're gonna be a dad joke kind of guy, you got to be committed all the way. Don't just know a few dad jokes. Like, be the dad joke guy. Don't be the half-fast dad joke guy. Be the whole ass dad joke guy. I'll probably get criticized by people who like watch my videos and say, hey, you shouldn't swear. And you're right, I forget sometimes. Although, I don't know, that's kind of only a halfway swear word in my mind. Oh, hi there, Janine. I'm excited to get this one like at least officially wrapped up. I wish I had been a little better with it on its first pass, but that's okay. It's really worth getting all of these pieces cleaned up and rephotographed, or signed first. Some of them aren't even signed. Sign them, rephotograph them, get them on the website, and have like a really sexy website that is worth visiting because it's just filled with juicy, beautiful photographs and descriptions of my artwork and the process and all the stuff that goes into it. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm just working on like different things like uploading stuff and categories and all that good stuff. Once I feel comfortable with what I've got on there, I'm gonna switch the domain name and then launch it. And I'll have to just kind of keep adding to it as I go because I have so much artwork that I've never ever cataloged any of it, which is, I don't know why. That, you know what? That is not taught to you in art school. I'm just gonna say, art school fail. No one says you should catalog your work. They say to like photograph it, which I did back in the day with crappy equipment, so it didn't really matter. Hello there. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Nope, I can't. Like, I thought the little hand is like I can wave back or whatever. It doesn't. I don't know. I'm still kind of new at the YouTube live streams. I wish it would give me a little notification sound when a comment pops up. It doesn't do that. So if I can figure that out, that would be amazing. Because I have my face usually like right in my canvas because I'm blind. And so I have to like keep checking the comments device because I don't see it up on the iPad. They don't pop up. I have to have a different device. So I don't know. Still learning, still new. I need a name tag that says I'm new here, like they have down at Stewart's. The people at our little friendly gas station, local gas station, they get to have a name tag and it says I'm new here. And I always think, I know they mean that as a kindness, but what if it's not? But yeah, that's what I need. I'm new here on YouTube. Although I think I've uploaded like 400 videos, which is pretty crazy. I started uploading like crazy in December, and I have only paused a few times since then, briefly, for a few days at a shot. One of the times I was just really sick, so it wasn't gonna happen. Wasn't gonna happen. Now this one is so close. I'm so excited to have another signature piece. I've noticed that when I record signing a painting and post that, people really like those. So more of those I need to do. I think they're really fun too. Some of my paintings just never got signed. I just didn't do it, and so now I'm having to go back and do all that. I don't know. I guess I never thought I would be really selling any of these paintings or doing anything with them. I don't know. I didn't feel like anybody cared, but now I got my husband encouraging me to do my YouTube channel and my website and everything, and it like kind of made me pay attention to what I was doing and want to actually be like a real artist and not just a hobbyist. A grown up, I guess. What do I want to be when I grow up? I'm still thinking about that. Okay. This will all make sense. It's probably, you can't tell what I'm doing on the live stream really. It's not the most interesting thing to watch me do, but all of these black lines, they need to be like opaque. They need to have some body to them or it just doesn't look right. So I'm having to go back in and fix them. Somebody said you should be using an acrylic paint pen, and they're probably right. But this is what I started with, so this is what I'm doing it with, is a Sharpie. So if you want to yell at me and tell me that's the wrong thing to do, I'll probably tell you that you're not wrong. Like, you are correct. That is the wrong thing to do. All right. I think I'm ready to like pop this up so I'm not like bending down because that hurts my back. Sorry if you can hear that big loud bang. That is something to do with our water thing, heater. I don't know. It's noisy. It's noisy to me, at least. All right, give me a second so I can lift this up. Ooh, okay, here we go. I don't know if I started my time lapse. I can't remember. I do that all the time. I'm gonna run around and check it. So bear with me for a second because I constantly forget to turn on my little time lapse because I think, oh, I'm not ready to turn it on. See, I hadn't turned it on. So I'm glad I checked it because I hadn't turned it on. So that would have made me so mad. I do it all the time too. I'm like, ah! I always have a time lapse going. They just make good little reels and I splice them into my vlogs. And then sometimes I put like all the time lapses of a painting together from the beginning, the very first like sketch all the way to the final signing. And then I like shrink it into 1 minute and it looks cool to see it all come together. Unfortunately, this one, I wasn't doing that when I first started painting because when I first started painting, it was like 1994 or 2 or something. So you wouldn't do that. There was no such a thing. So I only started doing it a few years ago. Like 2 years ago, maybe? I don't even know if then. Maybe. I don't know. But this one was a little older than that. So back in the day, you wouldn't like show your process. You would like, no one got to see the dirt behind the effort. You wait and you unveiled your paintings like at the gallery opening. It would have been like weird for people to be watching you work on it outside of a studio setting, I feel like. So I feel like times have changed and people have gotten way more vulnerable online, which is cool. I didn't really understand it because I'm so like old and old school, but I really dig it. It's like having a classroom in my house at all times, which I taught for a long time, and I still do. So I just haven't gone out and taught in person since last spring because it is so tiring to go and lug my stuff and interact with people like in person. So I don't know. I like the idea that I can do this in my house. That's a joy to me. I don't have to leave my house. I feel like it's been a good day, you know. My husband is always laughing because I have like a running tally going in my mind at all times of how many days has it been since I left my house. The more the better. Like if I can hit 10 days, that's a miracle. And it's usually only dead of winter and it takes things like getting canceled. But you know, if I can go 3 or 4 days, I'm so excited. I'm already looking forward to tomorrow because I have looked at our calendar. We actually have nowhere to be tomorrow. I have no appointments. I have no people nobody coming over. I have nowhere to be. And I get to be home from the minute I wake up until the minute I go to bed. And that is a victory for me. And I'm a little bit sad because my husband has to be out and about like all day in all kinds of weather conditions. Like he really likes his job, but he does have to be out and about early in the morning in all kinds of weather. It doesn't matter if it's a blizzard. They don't not go to work. The elevator people go to work more, in my opinion, than the post office people. He's gone to work when when the mailman didn't come by because of a blizzard. So I'm pretty sure the elevator people are actually more faithful almost than the post office, but they're probably running neck and neck. So I always feel bad that he has to be out and about in it. But it's a nice day today, but then I get to go out and take walks, which I got to take 2 amazing walks. I walked 3 miles today. And did a little workout this morning. So I don't know. I'm ahead of the game this morning, today. If I didn't have prayer room tonight, I'd probably take a walk with my husband too, but because it is just so nice out and it's going to stay nice probably at least through 6 or so. And then the temperature's supposed to start to drop tomorrow. So it was just a little teaser for the spring. We couldn't get lucky enough to have spring last like from now until the summer. That would never be the case. In fact, my husband always says March is the month that we like usually get blasted with all kinds of snow because it's like when you really, really are just over it by now. Christmas, it's nice and nostalgic. Even in January, February, you're like, okay, it's winter. But once March hits, oh my gosh, it's just like I'm over it, over it, yearning to be back outside. Elevators don't get, there was an email that came out, in fact. There is no life group tomorrow night. So I'm assuming, there's a lot other stuff going on this week. So anyways, we get the evening off though. And I thought that was kind of awesome because we have so much going on. We've been converting our old business office into a print lab for creating reproductions and the like, and the shipping center and all that. So we've got all kinds of new papers. Some of them are watercolor paper, some is canvas paper, some is photo paper and Bristol board, like every size, from like 8x8 all the way to like, I think 16x20, or maybe even 17x22, and stickers and the like. So it's a fun conversion. Actually, I really loved being a refinisher with my husband, but it's either do that with him or he go off and fix elevators and me do this here without him. And maybe one day he'll be able to come join me. So if you like this content or my channel, I would love to have you join me and subscribe, because my goal is one day to have my husband not be running around in elevator pits. But he does like his job, so he'll probably do that for a while. Probably another several years while I get my studio up and running. And then maybe one day he'll retire into helping me. You know what I mean? But he's already helping me because he manages different things, and the print shop is kind of his area of expertise. So he's already getting his feet wet. And if you remember, he was on live streams with me a couple weeks ago when he was a little less busy and learning how to paint on a canvas and not just on a wall. So that's really fun to get him involved in. We're going to try to get him on a live stream, not just like right now he's in the comments, William Summers. But we're hoping to get him on a live stream at least once a week, like on the weekends, just for fun, until he has more time. But he's got a lot he's trying to take care of right now. So, and one of those things is the print lab, and one of those things is digging out the frame shop out of the basement from a trophy business that we inadvertently accidentally bought. I don't know. We on purpose bought it, but it ended up maybe not being the best choice in the world for us. But anyways, he's going to dig us out of that because he's the best. And I'm very grateful for him. Even if he snores really loud, which he does, I try to put up with it. Oh no, that's like got a little thick there. Oh well. what are you going to do? I'm trying really hard to keep my lines as narrow as I can because I don't have any more of this paint. None of it. It's all been used up on other things in the, in the interim. So I'm just hoping that I can somehow not mess it up. Which is a little bit nerve-wracking. And I should probably like set my timer or keep my eye on the time so that I don't end up losing track of time. Because that is so easy to do. I don't like doing the live streams, but once I get on there, I can be on there for hours. So that's what's really funny to my husband is he's like, but you don't really seem nervous on the live stream. I'm like, I am though. He's like, yeah, but not when you're like in the live stream. And it's like a pre-nerves thing. Like I don't like going on the live stream, but once I get on there, I seem pretty okay. But man, it's like the idea, it's like playing the piano. Every time I have to get up and play, I like doing it once I'm up there and I'm going. But the anticipation part, I don't like that at all. I don't like that part at all. Hi, Mary. Well, then I'll say it too. Hi, Mary. Is it just us? I haven't really been paying attention to who's here. Sorry. The little number in the corner is so tiny. It's easier to read the comments. At least you're here, though. That's what kind of gave me the bravery to come on. Was I was like, well, you know what? You'll be here hanging out in the comments, and I'm so grateful for that. It definitely takes a load off my nerves and makes me feel like I'm not talking to an empty room, because I am, basically. If you're not here telling us your entertaining and riveting elevator stories, then I'm only talking about me and what I've got going on, and that's not as interesting by far, because your elevator stories are much, much funnier than anything I could talk about. And I talk about already, like, all the stuff that I talk about, like, in Just Jenny Lee and in the vlog. And so if I'm doing a live stream and I'm not, like, talking about my process because I'm just drawing lines and there's just not much to say, I feel like I don't have much to say. So then I get nervous to do the live stream because I'm like, it's going to be boring for people. I don't want to be boring, you know? That's why I have the music going. I'm hoping that it, like, helps when I'm not talking and I can, like, rest my mouth. Oh, now you have to tell me, can you hear the water heater thingy do the bam when it's in the live stream? Because you can hear it in, like, my other stuff. In the vlog and in the Just Jenny Lee's, you can definitely hear that thing kick off. So sometimes I'll edit it out if I can. But I cannot edit it out of the live stream. I'm actually doing pretty good here. I just want to check the time. I don't ever hear it, but I'm listening on my phone. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So what time is it right now? It is 4 o'clock. So I have like an hour. So I'm just going to set this for an hour. I don't even know. Maybe I'm wondering, will I even need an hour? I don't know. Because basically what I've got left is like this area here. Probably an hour. Probably. Sorry to say, if you're watching and it's boring. It's boring for me too. But it definitely helps, like, especially this, like, oh my gosh, this area here is so not defined strongly enough. So it just needs more. Needs a little something, something. I'm trying to figure out a big 3-foot by 4-foot piece like this. What does that work with a 16 by 20? A 16 by 20 is a 4 by 5 ratio. 3 by 4 would be what? Not 16 by 20. Maybe the 15 by 22. I don't know. Watercolor paper only comes in certain sizes, but there's other papers that we've discovered have worked really well for the prints. So we don't have to go with that. Also, like dust kind of getting stuck in the canvas fibers. I don't know. Got some water here so that I can work it out if it's there, if it's like just a little light skim across the surface with a very lightly dampened towel. Cleans it up really well because the acrylic is just plastic. So, whoops. So once the paint dries, it's pretty much waterproof. So I'm almost ready to flip it upside down, I think, or the other way. On its other side, we'll say. It's not really right side up. It's on its side, technically. Oops, that one got a little fat. Oops, a daisy. My hand gets sore because I have to like hold it so tightly so that I can have like control. My hand gets like cramped, which is why I can only do this for so long at a shot. I think it's time to flip though. All right. Whoops, I put this a little too high up. But I need to flip it so I can not have to bend over without hurting my back here. Okay, there we go. I have to have as many lights as I possibly can because I can't see. Oh, I probably could have. Well, I'm gonna leave it here. Probably could have shifted it more, but I think this will do. So if I start over here where I was yesterday and kind of work my way over and up maybe. And that way I won't lose track of where I've already been. Although it's kind of obvious because the previous layer is so light and hard to see. Although fat in areas, I was pretty heavy-handed with the width of it. And yeah, it's like so transparent. It's no good. No good at all. Will not show up on a print, at least to the degree that I need it to. Whew, I feel like I'm driving up a mountain. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. a lot of mountains around us, so that's like a common thing is to have like really steep S curves to get up and down steep mountains. Ours aren't as steep as some in the country, but they can still get pretty dizzying. Oh, I missed this down here. I have to bend over a little bit, which is a little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. I should have done this one before I flipped it. I wasn't noticing this little area that I missed. So now I'm playing contortionist here, which my arm is not super grateful for, not gonna lie. Ah, okay. I'm not sure I love that, but it's, I don't want to mess with things too much because I feel like I'm already tempting fate here, even messing with this at all. So let's not do that. Wow, this one you can barely see the black line that I had on there. It's just very light. I feel like the 2 coats gets the Sharpie dark enough so that it stays put for a long time. Maybe if I sealed the canvas. I've never sealed any of my paintings. I know that's weird. Not any of them ever. I feel like that the sealers change the look of it and the color of it, and I don't know, a lot of them yellow. I don't know. I don't like sealing my paintings, but it might help with the Sharpie. I haven't really tested these too many times over the long haul. Some of the paintings I have with the Sharpie on it over many years seems to do okay, but I think you have to get a good coat of it down for that to be the case. Now I know why I wear the apron. It gives me somewhere to put my hand. It's not just having supplies at the ready. It's like my left hand is always like, can I help? Can I do something? I feel stupid. I don't know what to do here. I'm like, well, balance things for us here. Be a counterweight. I don't know. Make yourself useful however you can. I have noticed one thing about the live streams, which I need to maybe do a little research on, or ask ChatGPT or something. I have noticed that vertical format live streams tend to do a lot better than get a lot more views and interaction than horizontal format ones, which I think is really interesting. I don't really know what that is all about. I need to do some research and learn what's up with that. Because I like the wide format. Honestly, that was what initially brought me to YouTube for live streams as opposed to like going to TikTok or any other ones, was you could do the landscape orientation live stream, and I really thought that was great. But as I've been doing different live streams, I have noticed that you'll get a lot more views on the vertical as opposed to the horizontal orientation. So I just think that's interesting. More mountain passes here with these very curvy lines. They kind of like in, out, in, out, in, out. See, my left hand tried helping there, giving like in-out directions, and it doesn't even know how to do that. It was confused. It's not a very useful appendage for me. But it can, but when I'm crocheting, it's like my tension and it holds the yarn. So it at least does that very well. And shaves the back of my left calf very well. That's the other thing it can do. It can handle a razor blade somehow really well, but it can't hold a pen. But it can handle a blade. So go figure. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It's on its side right now, so it's like hands clutching a chest, but I'm trying to get all the line work done so that it can be photographed and uploaded to the website, and I can create reproductions of it. So, and I realized when I went to do that with this one, it just wasn't really ready. So, as boring as this may look to work on during a live stream, because it's not super dynamic process to trace these lines, it's got to get done. So, if I do a live stream, I'm much more apt to just stand here and like grit it out, because it's more interesting to have people join me than to just sit by myself. Especially my husband, who's working and hanging out with me and listening, because he feels like he's at least getting to be in the studio with me, even if he's not here in physical form. He's here in spirit through the live stream, which is fun. So whew, my eyes are getting like, when I'm working on the very dark areas with the Sharpie, it like makes my eyes all crazy. Oh, okay. Yes, yes. Yes, so this is like a clenched hand, like this, basically. So, like clenching it, because I have panic attacks. So I have like this crushing chest pain when I have panic attacks. And sometimes it's, minutes, and other times it will be days, and it will not relent. And so that was one thing I wanted to represent when I decided to do these big anxiety themed paintings, that my therapist was recommending me like paint my anxiety basically. And so this whole series was birthed of that. And I definitely want to have at least reproductions of the paintings available on the website. I may put the originals up too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what people say. I didn't ever think I would really sell these, but people have responded positively to them, so I'm excited at the thought of getting them finalized and listed. So just this last little bit of legwork for this one, and a signature, and a picture, and then I can get it up there. So close. I'm just finalizing this little bit, and then there's like a little bit up here, and then I sign it. So excited. So excited. So if you were here yesterday, then that's really cool. I appreciate you being here for 2 days in a row. That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I don't love being in the studio by myself, and my husband works like 50 hours a week at least. So this way I don't feel like I'm by myself. When you go to art school, you spend days and hours and weeks and months and even years working alongside other artists. And then you get done with school and everyone goes off on their separate ways, and then you're expected to like go home and be in a studio, or in a studio that you rent or whatever, and then like in your own little vacuum create art, when you never actually did that up until you finished school. And I studied art like all through high school, right up all through college, and then even into my graduate program. So like I was really, really used to making art with other people. The classroom is always full, and there's always music, and it's always vibrant and interesting. And then I got home to the studio and was like, womp womp. This is not fun. And so it was easy to get really distracted for a while doing other things because I just didn't have the, I don't know, like I said, I have panic attacks. I just didn't have like the mental health to just be hanging out by myself all the time. My brain starts to run off on its own little tangents, you know? So the live streams have been fun because I don't feel like I'm alone in my studio anymore, which I love. I love that. Even if I have to like stop every 5 seconds to look at comments. But that's okay. I like doing that too. All right, I think I have to bend over because like I said, I flipped this a little bit too early, maybe. That's okay because I'm almost done with that. All right. I've got to get, I have to like see because it's hard to tell. Oh, okay, I see where I finished off. I had worked my way down here. All right, so I need to come like up all of this. All right, I see where I'm at. It's hard to see though because the color that I have for the very dark is almost like black. I don't really use colors as dark as that anymore. I like them to be more colorful and less like dark, but this was the first one, so I can't really criticize it. I can't tell if I did this one already. I don't know. I guess it can't hurt if I do it a third time, as long as I don't make it too fat. No, I don't think I did it actually. This makes me want to sand my canvases more though before I start working on them, because it's very like bumpy, lumpy. I feel like a good sanding in between coats of primer would be probably a good idea. Some of these, yeah, some of this I can tell I didn't do because I don't even have the joins are like crappy. Whoops. I should have I need to research to see if I can figure out how to get the comments that pop up to give me like a notification sound, because that's one thing that I feel is lacking in my live streams is I don't know when I'm getting comments, and if my husband isn't here playing moderator for me, then sometimes I miss them and people will like sign off before I even sign back or before I even see their comment, which makes me sad because I don't want to ignore people's comments. Okay, so on this side, I'm coming around. Yeah, this dark color, it's almost indistinguishable from the Sharpie. So it's really important that I get a good enough coat on there. Or that's not even going to show up on the print, and I don't want that. I want it to be distinct. Like Popeye's chicken recipe. It's very distinct. Yeah, that is one thing I should look up. Like, I need to see. Oh, you're all the way down in Boston Spa? Oh, you're already at the store? That's cool. Let's see if there's such a thing as like when you're in a YouTube live, if there's like notifications. YouTube live comment notification sound. Do you get notified? That might not be the best way of asking. I'll have to do some research on that to see like how do I make it so that I hear when a comment goes off. See like how do I, because if I turn it up, I can hear myself talking, which that's not good. So I don't really know. Oh, maybe if I turn the ringer up. So I don't really know. No, because that wants to turn the, whoops, turn the sound up. Oh my gosh, sorry. I just messed up my screen here. So is that Sharpie? No, not the whole thing. All right. The actual painting is actually acrylic, and then I go over it with a Sharpie, which I know sounds crazy, but I had started combining watercolors and Sharpies back when I was taking those classes during grad school. And then, I don't know, with this painting, I decided to take that idea of the watercolors and the Sharpies and put it with acrylics on a canvas. And I know, like, most people would just use an acrylic paint pen. I don't know what possessed me to use a Sharpie, but I have just stuck with it. I just like the effect. And I've done, I think, 6 paintings now since this one, in the same style of acrylic and Sharpie. So I know it's like a weird combination that most people don't do. But yeah. So it's both. So I guess I could like use an acrylic paint pen on here. I haven't tried that yet. Maybe I should. I don't know. I do like how the Sharpie kind of just dries as you go. I mean, if I put my hand immediately on what I just wrote, then it might pick it up a little bit. But generally speaking, I'm safe to work over it because I won't be dragging it all over the place like I do everything else. I'll tell you, when I was working on the duck oil painting there, as I was trying to challenge myself and my skill set, the thing that was the most challenging for me was like not getting my hand in or my arm in the painting, because I'm so used to like leaning on my paintings and on my drawings. And in oil painting, like you can't touch it anywhere because it gets crumpy. So that was, I think, one of the biggest learning curves, besides like having a bunch of different brushes going and working with all this different color theory and all that. That's a challenge too. Oils are definitely not my strong suit, but I see my hand just stuck a tiny bit and I got a tiny bit of ink, but for the most part it's dry, and that spot's already dry. So that's the thing I like about the Sharpies, is they're just instant basically. And they seem to be pretty permanent. So I don't know if they're as permanent as acrylic paint would be, though. I don't know that for sure. But thanks for the question. I appreciate that. I do love to talk about my process, even if it's like weird, which most of my processes are kind of like made up processes that I've developed because I'm just like I just have like ADHD and I have a million ideas going, and so I end up doing a ton of like playing around and experimenting. And we call the upstairs area the print lab now, but this, I always think about the studio as being like the color lab. There's definitely many artists out there that are minimalist in their color usage, and I am not one of them. Even the walls in here are like that bright orange that you can see behind me, because orange is my favorite color. So I love things colorful and bright. If the Sharpie needs to dry, like a quick little evaporates the chemicals very quickly. And that way I'm not having to pull out a hair dryer, which I do use for acrylics and watercolors especially. I always have a hair dryer nearby if I'm doing watercolors. That's not even an option. Oops. Like I said, sometimes I go over where I'm not supposed to. And some of that has to do with the canvas being like maybe a little too rough. I think before I do the next one of this series, which we've got a couple planned out, one is a carousel horse and one is like a hand drawing. I want to do a couple coats of primer and sanding in between. My husband is a refinisher. He works as an elevator service technician, and he's really good at that. But his area of expertise of his own trade basically is refinishing, and I think that he could help me up my canvas game a lot. The weave is a little bit much, and I don't want to paint on like a hard surface. My one dear friend who does a lot of oil painting, she likes to paint on like masonite board and stuff, and I don't. I do like the spring of a canvas when I'm working the brush on it. But I need the smoother surface, and I think we could do that with a little bit of primer and sandpaper, or sanding blocks, I guess, probably. I guess you could get out the fez tool, you know, but we wouldn't want to eat through the canvas. So you want to know what's really cool, William, if you're still listening, is now that I have the new phone set up, I'm using my old phone for my time lapse, and I'm using the iPad, obviously, for the live stream, and I'm using my very old phone for the comments, but I get to have my new phone be just here so that I can look at text messages and phone calls and all the other stuff, which is cool. Having that extra device is money. Very excited for it. Okay. This area still not done. Okay, so I've kind of like worked my way up, which means I should probably shift this down just a little bit to make it a little more accessible. If I'm reaching, that just adds more strain onto my already strained arm. Okay, yeah, I think that's not bad. So on this part, I have gotten the double coat of marker kind of up through here and up through here. So I just need to get this area done. Not bad, not bad, getting there. It says I've got 30 minutes left in this hour that I set the timer for, which that's actually shocking to me that it's already been 30 minutes gone by. I told you I probably couldn't do it in an hour. It's asking a lot. Okay. But I can dig in and see him. Oh, you just got to Hanny. Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can send me text. That's right. Isn't that cool? Right. So the extra phone is more than just an extra an upgrade. It's like an extra, you know, now we have an extra device. So I can stay in communication while I happen to be making content, because that was what I had to deal with before. Was if I was making content, you couldn't be in communication with me because I basically had to use all of my devices in order to do that. So now we aren't having to deal with that. Which is so exciting. I feel like I did the shape halfway basically yesterday. I'm hoping it's what it looks like. So I'm just gonna go with it and see if it improves it. Yeah, I think that was the case, because I got these done, this, and even a little bit of this, it looks like. I gotta stand on my tiptoes, which is not a good idea, but I need to see it. And I am so blind, so Got to do the best I can. And that means I'm pulling out the tiptoes. Better than moving the easel like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because I hate doing that. I try to get it in like one spot that will last as long as I can get it to last and move it as few times as possible because it's annoying. And I've noticed like when I do the time lapses, even when I'm not moving it, it's like this is getting old and it's like perpetually slowly slides down. So if my time lapse is like 30 seconds and I'm recording like, I don't know, an hour and a half of time, like you can see it go in the 30 seconds, which is pretty funny. So it's actually technically sliding down on me anyways. I just can't tell because it's like glacially slow. It moves at a glacial pace as it creeps down. It's like an art glacier. This is a fun color palette. It makes me want to like use it again for something else. Oh, do I want dinner at church? Doesn't matter. I can eat it when I get back. I mean, that way you can do stuff that you need to do. You don't have to show up. I'm probably just gonna be hanging out in the audience, which suits me really well. I'm gonna bring my crochet bag because I got a whole bunch of panel 2 done today because, well, between the walk that you and I took Sunday and then the walks I took yesterday and then the walks I took today, there's a lot of panel 2 done. So I could be headed into sleeves before you know it on the cardigan, which would be really fun. It's still going to be chilly enough here for a while. And even that cardigan that I'm making is like a summertime evening cardigan for sure. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do short or long sleeves on it. I haven't decided yet. I'll probably do a couple iterations of it anyway, so. Since I'm writing the pattern, I definitely want to test it out a couple times. I end up making like all the stuff I'm designing like 16 times, I feel like, before I even want to put out the test. Because I just want to make sure it's like good. And then there's still a million corrections that get made in the test. Whew. I kind of like want to work down here because my arm is hurting from being up there. Turning volume down, so text me if you need something. Oh, yeah, get a chicken. That's a great idea. Get a chicken. Let me make sure he hears me say, yes, get a chicken. Sure, get a chicken. We may miss each other. It's okay. Come home and do the things you need to do, and I'll see you in a little bit. Not a big deal. Really, it's not a big deal. You have plenty to do. I don't like how the marker on this got outside that line, and that was when the painting happened originally. So I had to paint at the time probably to fix it, and now I don't, which is a little bit annoying. I have to just deal with the fact that it's got like a blip. The artist's hand, they say, you know. There, I fixed it a little bit. Some of these lines are ugly. Some were too thin, some were too fat. It was my first try doing this, and I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not even claiming I know what I'm doing now. I just have more experience doing it. That doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. I wouldn't say that. All right, let's work on this down here because my hand is tired. Yeah, I really need like my pocket. I need my apron with my pocket in it so I have somewhere to stick my left hand. It gets like sad that it can't be more useful. I have to get you some earbuds, William, so that you can listen to this no matter where you're at, you have them. And I always encourage you to have them with you. So maybe that's like something we need to get you more used to carrying around is your earbuds. You have a couple pairs, in fact. I know this because I procured them for you. You could be missing the most riveting story right now as you're shopping for chicken. And that would be a tragedy, don't you think? I keep moving up there because like my brain wants to go there and work down just because it's like, I don't know, it like makes sense to my brain. But my arm is tired and doesn't want to do that. And I'm afraid of messing it up, so trying to listen to my arm, give my brain some wisdom. Whew, all right. It's after about this time that I start to get like crampy. Let's see how long we've been live streaming for here. A little over an hour. See, so when I'm holding up my arm for this amount of time, it gets tired. Definitely gets tired. Doesn't matter how many planks I do. My arm gets tired after a bit. Maybe I need to start like adding pull-ups to my regiment. I have never been able to do a pull-up in my life. I highly doubt I ever will be able to either. It's not exactly a goal, but it would be cool to be able to do. I'd be lucky if I can even get my feet off the ground, let alone pull myself up over the bar. That seems kind of out there for me. Whew, getting somewhere here. I don't think I'm gonna finish though before I have to leave, which is kind of a bummer. I was kind of hoping to, so that I could sign it and call it quits, but there's like a few little spots that I think are ugly that I don't like. I'm trying to cover them as I go, even though it's like a slightly different color. Just trying to do like very subtle touch-ups where I don't like how, I don't know, there got to be a little spot of pink on there from like painting before. Some of them I don't know that there's anything I can really do about them, but it is always amazing to me when you see a painting like in a book or a print or something online, and then you see the painting in person and you're like, wow, that looks like honestly really different than I expected it to. And I think some of that is just because when you see a painting in person, you can see so much more of the artist's hand in it than when you see it like in a book or in online or whatever, or even in a print, which kind of flattens all that. So I do try to remember that about my own paintings. Like they always look a little bit more like rough in person than when you see them in other contexts. So you can tell that I didn't have enough devices before because my husband would have to ask me questions about things in the chat because I didn't have a phone that I could look at. So, we might be painting on the live stream and he might be like, hey, do we need toilet paper in the chat? Because that was the only way he could ask me. Now my left hand is excited because I let it hold the cap of the pen. See that? And so it's like, hey, look, I'm doing something. Whew, I gotta take a second and get a drink, man. Oh my goodness. My timer is about to go off, isn't it? Oh, it's got 15 more minutes actually, which isn't bad. 4:35. I really could go for like another 30 minutes probably, which is maybe all my arm will let me do anyway. So can I get this little area done in 30 minutes though? I don't know. It's asking a lot. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe you can listen later. You can replay it tomorrow once it posts. It takes like a day or two, I feel like, or at least a full day to get the live streams to upload. YouTube isn't apparently used to like people doing really long live streams like I do. And some of my live streams have gone like for 4 and 5 hours because people are hanging out in the studio and it's inspiring to me. And so I just get to working. And then those will take 2 days to load because YouTube isn't, I guess, used to people being on a live stream for that long. In fact, my daughter was saying when she visited 2 weeks ago, she was saying like, hey mom, since you have all these really long live streams, have you ever considered getting a Twitch account? But I don't know. That's like a whole nother world. So I think I'm just gonna stick it out with YouTube for a while and see what happens with that. So far it's been kind to me, and I've really enjoyed it. And I'm getting like a ton of artwork made and doing more than I even ever expected, like getting the website put together and getting the print lab put together. So I don't know. They say if it's not broke, don't fix it. So it seems to be working for me. YouTube itself is like inspiring to me to do more with my artwork, and I think that's really what matters the most. It's been really fun to be able to share my studio and my process and my artwork with people. Even my thoughts and opinions, like in my Just Jenny Lee's and stuff. And although they don't get a ton of views now, I know one day a bunch of people are going to be like, wow, this is a great channel to binge on. There's a ton of content here and they're sort of like undiscovered. I'm just undiscovered right now. That's how I view it. Just not yet discovered. And there's like a certain amount of safety that comes with that. I remember last week I went on a live stream and I got like 25 new subscribers overnight. And I was like, wow, it kind of freaked me out. I'm used to getting a couple a day, but like overnight getting 25 was like crazy to me. And I started to think, wow, if you get really large scaled, you could be getting hundreds or more a day, and that could be intimidating. So I'm good with the growth of my channel being tiny. It works for me at my pace. My pace is slow. I'm good with slow. Just like my artwork and my walking and my crocheting and everything else in my life is kind of slow. And so that fits my pace really well. Oh, my hand is like getting tingly. Oh man, this is the part where it's tough because my hand will be tingling. Whoops, I just knocked my microphone off my dress. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm trying to massage my arm muscles. They were getting tired. I've been known to drop things, so I don't want to do that. I can't really afford to do that on this particular one either. So woo. Even if I only have this little tiny bit left, that will be so awesome. I can do that when I get back, maybe, if I'm feeling it. We will see. All right. I think I got all this area done. So I'm just going to clean up like this lower area and then maybe shift the canvas down a little bit more. Oh, I just noticed that my left hand is bored again because I must have taken the pen cap away and put it back on the pen. I don't even think about it when I'm doing that. I just do it. And then I can tell because I got my left hand hooked on my hip. My hip is like, where is it? Why is that happening? Why am I getting all that pressure? Well, because my left hand doesn't know what to do with itself right now. It's confused. Although I guess in a live stream, it would look like my right hand. I must look left-handed on the live stream. Right, I'm right-handed. Not bad. Not bad needs garlic, as I say. Oh, that one's kind of sloppy. Ugh. I'm finding some of the lines are so close that I can just join them actually. I have it on low now because Hanny could do well with some live stream. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Like I was saying, you need to have earbuds so that you can listen even if you're working, you know, or at a store. Be easier to hear probably. Then maybe you would hear the water tank go off if you had earbuds in. I'm getting down to the wire on this one, even though I think you'd be excited because I only have this little bit of area to do the second coat of pen on. Here and here, basically. That's it. Where my two palms are is where I'm at. So that's pretty exciting. I've really not shown this piece out that much. I actually show the other ones more, the eyes and the face. This one doesn't really get pulled out very much. So I'm excited to share it because it's really the first one that I did in this particular acrylic series. So it's long past overdue for it to get some attention. Oh, my hand's going numb again. Whoops. Wow, it's time to move the canvas a little bit. and give my hand a little tiny breather for a second. We're in full volume and handy because I don't care anymore. Like I said, you just need earbuds. I'm telling you. We have got at least 4 pairs of wireless earbuds in this house. And I encourage you to keep them with you so that you can have them for live streams and such. All right, we're going to go down a little bit more. Ooh, all right. Get my elbow worked out. It doesn't like this pressure. After about an hour, it starts to hurt me. Where are we at for time? 4:45. Okay. I got like 15 more minutes in me, and then I probably should just go get myself ready to go. But let's see what I can get done before then. Trying to see where I left off. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Oh, that one I kind of shaved it in a little bit. Oh well. Like I said, I can't be too picky about it. Some of this line work is messy. Oh my goodness. I have much higher standards now. This whole process has really evolved, honestly. So it looks maybe very similar. The final product looks similar, but the process has changed how I make them, how I take care of the paint, all that. What I do with the paint after I'm done, like, is a whole thing. And how heavy the line work is. I think I was afraid initially to go too heavy-handed with the line work, but both me and my husband have like agreed over, the course of looking at all of them develop and come together, that the line work is so, it's like the dude's rug. If you're familiar with the Big Lebowski. Oh, there's my left hand again being busy. Anyways, it ties it all together in a way that's kind of just really satisfying. I'm not sure why exactly, it just is. Whew. Okay. Sorry, people in Hannaford who can hear me hemming and hawing. I'm just trying to grit my teeth through the hard part here. So I can get into more fun stuff, because what I don't like doing is having to go back into a painting that I thought was done and do more stuff on it. That's like depressing, honestly. Like, no contractor wants to go back to a job site after they're like, okay, we're done. And that's kind of what it feels like when I go back into a painting. Like, no. And some of the paintings, for me to photograph them, I have to take them out of their frames, and that's like against the rules for a custom framer. Like, you put it together so that I can live that way. You're never wanting to take anything apart. That's not the plan. right, that's not bad. Just down to here, this little spot and this little spot. Can she do it, folks? 4:49. It's possible. I can really stay on as late as I want. I have to leave by 5:30. So it's possible. I was giving myself till 5 o'clock so that I could, make sure I have all of my stuff and stop in the ladies' room and have a fresh drink with me. I like to bring my supplies wherever I go. Make sure my crochet bag is packed up and ready. All that good stuff. Be sure I have my iPad because you never know. I could get asked to do something and I would like to have my music with me. And that's all on my iPad. So maybe have a snack. I don't know. Probably won't eat dinner till after, so. Wasn't there a song like So Close Yet So Far Away? That's how I feel with this painting. I feel like I'm so close yet so far away. And once I've been going for this long, I have to like rest my arm more frequently because it gets angrier as I go. I'm in it to win it though. I'm in it to win it. Let's do this. If I could call this one quits today, oh my gosh, I have no idea. Because I've still got to do this one. This one needs help. And it's backwards for you, but it says love. And I was working on it yesterday during the Just Jenny Lee because these two were like the first two. And they just need help before I can make prints out of them. The love one, we did a test print and it looks amazing, but it will look even more amazing when I actually clean it up some. It's just sloppy right now, so I don't like it. Too sloppy for my taste. All right, now all these little like side tributaries here need to come together. I was excited to not wear an apron today because it like actually starts to be strained on my neck. And I have one that crosses over my shoulders, which is good too, but even that can be annoying. So today I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be working with a Sharpie. I don't need to worry about an apron. My left hand is all confused. I have no idea what it's doing. So I didn't realize I was wearing the apron less for carrying stuff and keeping my dress clean than so that my left hand didn't feel self-conscious. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. One of my eBay finds. I do love my dresses. I'm a big fan of dresses. William really doesn't wear pants. He wears shorts. And I don't really wear pants. I wear dresses. And we both kind of are like that year round. Although in the wintertime, in the very dead of winter, you'll find me wearing my sweatpants and stuff because I don't like the cold weather. But I'll wear like dresses with leggings and layers and stuff, and even in the wintertime. It's my outfit of choice is skirts and dresses. I just think they're a lot more comfortable. And this is almost done. I've got just a few more minutes of cleaning up these lines and then I can sign it and photograph it and test out some reproductions and see how they turn out because I think this will be pretty striking as a reproduction. So I'm excited to see what it looks like. And these lines look a lot better now that I've cleaned them up. How are you doing today, Mary? Are you having a nice day? We had like 65-degree days, 2 days in a row here. And so today I walked like 3 miles. I walked for 45 minutes, my crow walking, And then about an hour later, my friend was like, "Hey, do you want to walk?" And I was like, "Let's go." So I was afraid I would get shin splints or something, but I did okay. So I tried to be conscientious about the shoes I had on my feet, which was helpful. So I did two 1.5 mile walks around our neighborhood, and I feel like $1,000,000, and I'll probably sleep better tonight too. There's a there's a little spot up here. Oh, was it? Nice. You've been having spring a lot longer than us. If you watch any of my vlogs, you're going to see that I'm outside walking and there's like snowbanks up to here near me, and this is what I was wearing because it was that warm outside. I was pouring sweat down my back. It was so crazy. And it feels like you're walking through water because there's like you'll be in the sun and it's like a warm spot and you feel the warm breeze, and then you walk into the shade and like the wind is coming over a snowbank and it was like all of a sudden freezing, and then you walk into the sun and it's warm again and then it's cold again. It literally feels like you're walking through water to walk outside right now. It's pretty crazy. Very interesting. I have experienced that living here, obviously, but this is probably the most extreme that I've ever really noticed that happening. It's kind of usually a rare occurrence. And you might feel that once in a blue moon, but like the last couple days, it's been nonstop with this extremely diverse temperature ranges as I'm walking around the neighborhood. But there's not normally a couple feet of snow while it's 70 degrees outside. So that's just bizarre. Surprised we're not getting more flooding, unless I'm just not staying on top of it. Howe Caverns flooded the other day, but then they got the water levels down because they have like a dam that they can open up, I guess, which will help. But I'm surprised there's not more flooding because sometimes when we get really big snow falls and then it gets like really warm really fast, they will have all kinds of flooding because we have so many water areas here. Like we have lots of lakes and rivers, and so there's like lots of areas that are prone to flooding. And then tomorrow is supposed to be rainy all day, so I don't know. I'm interested to see if that's going to be the case. Flood watches. See what my timer says. It says I have 5 minutes left. 4:57. Oh, oh, that's okay. No big deal, Mary. We're happy to have you here. It was an extreme winter here. Oh yeah, yeah. It's been an extreme winter, I think, for everybody across the country. There's been like crops where in Florida, like blueberry bushes and stuff, where the ice and snow that they got that they're not used to getting didn't just like take the buds or the ends off the trees, like crushed the bushes to the ground, so there won't be any blueberries because there's no bushes, which I think is crazy. And I'm sure that's happened in more than one area of the country with more than one type of crop. So I'm expecting fruits and everything to like get expensive, of course, because that's the way it is. I might actually, believe it or not, finish this. I'm going to turn that off so it doesn't scare me and I don't jump and like make a marker line across where I don't want it to be. Oh, see, the cap is in my left hand again. Oh, it did it anyways. The cap is in my left hand again, and my left hand is suddenly feeling so useful once more. It just wants a job. It just wants to be able to help. And it feels self-conscious when there's nothing going on for it to do. Which is pretty much all day, every day, unless I'm crocheting or playing the piano. And that's probably why my left hand is like, hey, can I help? Because I help crochet and I help play the piano. But when you're making art, there's so little I can do. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You can sit on my hip. You can hold the cap. That's about it. Otherwise, stay out of the way. So my left hand, if I don't wear the apron, then I have nowhere to put it. And I start to think it's feeling self-conscious about that. about not having much to do. Let's see, how many more lines do I have? It looks like I have just this. Oh my gosh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this before I have to go off to prayer room, which is pretty exciting. At least I don't have to play the piano tonight. I'm excited about that. It's not that I don't want to play, really. It's just that I was playing so much for so long that I needed a little breather. So, oh man, my hand just cramped really bad, and I'm on the last line, of course, right? This last long skinny one. My hand wants to quit on me right this minute. You're gonna deal with it. My left hand is like, I'll do it. And I'm like, no. You're just hold the cap. You're good. My left hand is like, but now's my chance. But it can't hold a pen. It cannot. So, oh my word, here we are. That's it, friends. That is it. Wow. Oh my gosh. So what I want to do is I want to put this down so that I can stand it up. Whoop. I don't know what I just got hooked on. Not sure. Let's see if that's tall enough. It probably isn't. Oh, it is. Okay, perfect. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Upside down. Okay, let's try that again. Sorry. This is upside down. Put it right side up. There we go. And maybe angle a little bit towards you guys so that you can see it in all its glory before I log off. But I've been doing this for an hour and a half now, and I've got all the Sharpie work done finally. The second coat, that really came together. I'm very happy I did that. I wasn't happy with it being so thin and transparent. So I will do a signing video later on and throw it into the vlog for today. So thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. It's going to be available at least for prints on the website when that is up. And it'll probably be a few more weeks, unfortunately, because I have to catalog so much artwork. But I'm going to try to get like 12 of each thing posted. Like I have 12 stickers already, but like 12 originals and 12 prints, and at least like so that when you go on there, it's worth going on there, you know. So anyways, if you're with me, I appreciate that. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will catch you in the next live stream, guys.